Me afukate mu camera leti. Ibe kuma kama lumenifo kamfe mwele numbangu.
No, I couldn't hear.
Please continue.
That
was when I said to him, do you know these people? He said, no, I don't know them. I said to him, your uncle is here. All of your family is here. I said to him, how could you go out like that and go with people that you do not know? That was the time that one man alighted who had uniforms on him. But it was getting dark. I cannot properly describe the uniforms, but it looked like the ones used by the paras.
Can you remember the color it was?
It's a little darkish. At the time it was getting dark and we did not have electricity at the time yet. And where they stood also was dark.
Was this man armed or not?
He had a gun. That was when he alighted and said to me, sister, go and lie down and sleep. I said to him, I cannot lie down and sleep. Do you not know that this man is my husband? He said to me, this is your husband. If he's your husband, go and lie down and sleep. And then he turned to Kanyawa and said, since you said that you are a man, today your manhood will be very clear. That was when he said to them, well, then allow me to change my shirt. Because he was only having a singlet with him. The shirt that he had over his shoulder was long sleeves. He said to them, it's hot, let me change and take another shirt. They said to him, no, you will not leave this place. That was when another person who was in the vehicle also alighted, but the driver was still at his position.
So how many people came in that vehicle?
4 of them were there.
You've already explained who Kamara was. You've explained the paramilitary. The extra 2, the driver and the other person, can you describe them if you can?
Ya fole kamera la kumufole andu nkendu ndo men para ko men linkido jita yo fale fo mufula dolu men do motokono fo ye cross le ba
driver nyento fo no la mo because wanji.
I cannot say much about the driver because he did not alight.
But imono do wojita le o atofta le bara man te man jam fa bake.
But their companion alighted. He is tough but not very tall. But Kamara is tall and tough.
What about his skin complexion?
He's dark in complexion. But it was in the light, but it looked as if he was dark in complexion.
What about the vehicle? Could you describe it further, apart from it being a taxi? Was there any registration number, for example?
Taxi ala nomba wala moto façon moto foisi akorosi la ba moto lem
moto nyi ma fe suti abala taxi lem ba bira wututa.
I could not recognize anything from it apart from the fact that it was a taxi, but when it left
bala jibe man number plate ji
I looked at it but I did not see any plate number on it.
At
that time all of us were crying at the house because we did not know what kind of people were the ones that took away my husband.
Did you have any suspicions as to where they could have been from?
For a sobita ko ni molu aseke ibotanye ndinkira karle to ibodula iman so bo fanane.
Well, these people, I see to it that I had it in my mind that they came from the NIA headquarters.
But at that point, you were not sure.
It was not clear to me.
Can you tell us exactly how your husband was arrested and actually put into the vehicle?
Sa nga fonye ye kema mutanyadi le kadundi o motokoro.
Ya pus le kadundi.
He was shoved inside.
Ya pus damendre moto bunda fadi walda.
As they pushed him in, that's the same way they locked the door.
Moto win.
And the vehicle started off.
So he didn't go voluntarily?
Amunta ya samba forse le ka mandi ya famay.
Honey.
No.
So tell us what happened after he was taken away in such a manner and the family was saddened and you were crying. What happened after that?
Biri ya samba wonyama. Dimbaya lu kuyata alibekumbo kansuwa kono. Mune natake?
While we were crying in the house, my father got there.
Hurriedly.
When he got there, he found us crying and asked if they had taken Kanyiba. I said to him, yes, they've taken him. And the people that have taken him, I do not know them. He said to me, I was coming and vehicle lights were beamed at me and I was walking and running at the same time so that I could come before this happened. That was the time that the house that was neighboring us, where they had inquired about, when the person in that house had the crying, he came to the house and asked me, what's happening? I said to the person, they've just taken Kanyiba, but the people that have taken him, we do not know them.
Did you have any means of tracing Kanyiba at that time?
At that instance, I did not have any means. My only means was, at that time, I was not in possession of a mobile phone. We had a Gemini in our house. I rushed, and the person that he just left chatting with, I took his phone. I called this mobile phone to see where they were taking him to. But when I called him, the mobile phone was off. It rang only once, and they put it off.
And of course, you've already told us that the taxi had no number plate. So there was no means of tracing it.
Yes.
You also told us that the people in the car, you've described one paramilitary who was armed, and it appears that the others were also people in authority.
Paramilitary klimbije kido be membulu andu modulu anim menu nata ul fanal mu molleti men yalonko inin kamala nata.
Yes.
Even though they did not use a state vehicle, they used a taxi, which means they must have been trying to disguise identity.
Manna ini mansa kunda moto manna bari inin taxi ole nata bari bitu inin taxi faso men nata nombatala waya itandi ko imariolu ilafte fan mabula le ilafte la kolu nunnale mo kanalo jumanyo le mnyilti
wala yanti na defo yalon ko mo maybe nyanga be kala mo kurunga because duru moto wutu tan man number plate jara.
This is why I suspected that this would be very crooked people, because when the vehicle left, I couldn't take the number. And that shows that they were crooked people.
And would you happen to know why they were trying to hide what it was that they were doing when they took away your husband?
It's very worrisome. There is some crookery in it.
And why were you crying? Why was the family crying?
We were scared.
What were you scared of?
Looking for them, but they will never find them.
So you're worried that your husband's case would follow the same pattern?